Just watching a TikTok video, and the woman was talking about basically that everything that we love about the holidays is because a woman loves you. And even if she doesn't love you, she feels societal pressures to try to. How true is that? And when you think about it, she goes on to say that basically they cook all the foods, they wrap all the gifts, they purchase all the items, they make sure that no one is too thirsty, too hot, too hungry, or too cold. And this is so true. When you think about it, if you think about your past, I'm wondering, do you feel the same is true when you look at the holidays and everything that brings you joy in your life? You know, do you find that the women in your household or in your life have made that all possible? Now, for me being exposed to TikTok, I've seen instances where I don't see that, where I saw actually there's a girl that absolutely loves her dad. They go shopping together, they do sporting events together, and all you see is her dad. But I'm wondering, I don't never see her mom, like I need a mom reveal. I want to know how she's doing. Is she doing okay? But looking at me in my personal life, as you know, I'm South Korean and Black. My family immigrated here early 80s, early 80s, like 1980, 81, something like that, right? And, my father was military, and, my father had to leave the military. He gained weight and so forth and so on. A lot of pressures and stress from that. My family had to go on welfare in order to get welfare. My dad couldn't be in the household, so they went ahead and got divorced, and, so that she could get welfare, food stamps, whatever, right? And you guys, when I think about it, every single thing, I remember all of my childhood birthdays being happy. Even with my parents together, I remember pictures of my 8th birthday. I didn't see my daddy. My daddy wasn't in those pictures. It was my mom I'm born in the year of the rabbit, so she made me a rabbit birthday cake. My mom is awesome, by the way. I've been disowned since. But, when it comes to a point, I guess, where a woman, like I said, this woman's post says that everything you love about the holidays is because a woman loves you. And even if she doesn't love you, she feels societal pressures to try to. So I guess when it got to the point where my mom disowned me, there was no societal pressure to love me anymore. Because like I said, I went through the legal thing, and I'm sure she heard all these negative, horrible, horrible things. I hear negative, horrible things that are not nice all the time now, when I'm in situations where I have to be exposed to that, So can you imagine, she's just like, I came to this country. I had these 3 kids, ended up being bastards because now, she had to get a divorce. And, she doesn't have any connection to her country. So she speaks Korean, but she's not up to date with what's going on in Korea. So she bumps into other Korean people. She just seems antiquated, and then she has 3 Black kids, which back then it was just like, whoa, and Korean cooking traditions have changed. When we were coming up, Koreans didn't eat cheese, spaghetti sauce, all of that. But now it's part of the Korean foods that they cook. If you go over to California, they're making cheese dogs. You know what I'm saying? And then when you make bulgogi, now they're putting pear juice and stuff in that. She didn't do that. They didn't do that when she was little. So just a lot of, different things have changed. She's risked her whole culture, her, everything. But when you look at it, I guess if you look at me, the risk, if it wasn't going well, then it wasn't going well, That's what she gave up. And in those times you couldn't have an abortion. So here we are, So what does it really say when you have a woman in your life that has nurtured you, that has given you, and I came across this video of this Korean woman that talked about that too. But when you have a woman in your life that has nurtured you, that loved you, even if she doesn't, my sister told me, Mommy was talking stuff about you before you even got here, when, I left college and stopped by the house. And I couldn't believe that because my mom always loved me as far as I knew. But, again, I have on those rose colored glasses. But so she no longer felt societal pressure to love me. As a matter of fact, when so many people, apparently, I don't know, I never really paid attention, that dislike you or don't have anything good to say about you or don't love you, the societal pressure is opposite, get rid of her. Why, it costs too much for you to love her, because with every bit of love that you have, you're getting hate thrown at you, so God bless. But anyhow, yeah, and I saw that Korean woman's video, but I didn't comment or stitch it because it's too close to home. It's too much to delve into because it's so real, and it's so weird because if you look at me, like I said, I'm an Afro Amerasian woman, heavy on the looking Afro, but it's harder because being raised by my mother with this Korean woman talking about stuff is so much that I want to touch on. And it's like, poof, it's so overwhelming. And then if I do comment on it, being someone that doesn't fit the aesthetic, then it kind of seems like you're trying to be something that you're not, And it's not that. It's just that, you miss these things that are like, was it Toni Morrison that had Temple of My Familiar? You miss those things that are part of your familiar. But when I think about it, all my life, all of the things, what I think about what I enjoyed about my dad, he liked to laugh. He liked to cook. He liked to make things. He liked to build things. He liked to sing, but when I think about things that made holidays great, my mom put that stuff together. And when I think about it, I don't really have a cognizant memory of holidays before then. When you think about it, when we were in the military, all the Korean women got together that had American husbands, and they cooked all the food and stuff like that made our group get-togethers fun, So I want you guys to think about, your lives and the women in your lives. And is it true for you guys that in your life that all of the holidays and things that make the holidays special for you were all because of women? When you think about it, that they did absolutely cook all the foods. My dad cooked a little bit too. He was a grill person. So I know this is not everybody's experience, because I even see here a lot of men out here on the grill, and a man that can grill and a man that can build a house, But that has been my experience. And I'm sure it's been an experience for a lot of people. But I do acknowledge that there are people that have had men in their lives that made the holidays special. They got to watch, husbands and fathers and boyfriends decorate the house for holidays. They got to watch husbands, boyfriends, and whoever build, things at the house to make them better to make them better or more for the holidays, And like I said, I'm glad to be exposed to TikTok because I don't have much family. I don't have any family now, but even when I quote unquote had family, all I had was my mom and my brother and my sister. But the Korean lady talked about how, her father, I can't even talk about it, but yeah, so that's it though. That's it, a woman's work. That's what I call this, a woman's work.